The history of the growth of Hindu temples is indeed very vibrant. The roots are found somewhere in the Stone Age. In the Megalithic period, people buried their dead by constructing monuments of stone over them and worshipping the departed. The transition from worshipping ancestral spirits to revering a personal god was marked by the creation of icons of deities with specific attributes. The terracotta seals found in the ancient Sindhu-Saraswati civilization give evidence of this trait. There is mention of copper and bronze work in the Rig Veda, and the discovery of the bronze figures and carvings of goddesses in the same period with tremendous sophistication and artistry would become the precursor of many presentations of excellent pieces of sculptures in Hindu temples. In the Vedic period, worship was conducted in open air. A platform was raised, a holy fire lighted, and the priests performed the chanting and oblations. These rituals of worship were called Agni Havan, where the devotees offered sacrifices of different materials into the sacred fire, with one or more priests conducting the ceremonies. It was in the period of great Emperor Ashoka, 270 to 232 BCE, that the earliest Indian architecture could be traced. Some of the earliest Buddhist stupas, a pillared mound-like structure of this ancient period, are still visible. The Sanchi stupa shrine, built in 3rd century BC to early 1st century CE, is perhaps the earliest architectural structure in India. The dome-shaped structure of the Buddhist stupa has its origin inspired from the primitive stone-covered earthen burial mounds. Buddhists started the cremation method of disposing the dead after the cremation of Buddha, and later his relics were preserved inside the dome-shaped stupa in the same pattern as the dead bodies were buried under the stone-covered earthen mounds. The Gandhara school of art, in existence from 50 BCE through CE 500, or extending from the northern state of Punjab to bordering Afghanistan, became famous for Mahayana Buddhism. A new school of sculpture, markedly showing the combined influence of Persian, Greek, Roman, Saka, and Kushan regions, also defined this period. The energetic and vigorous nature of Indian culture became more noticeable. The rich carvings of the Buddhist idols of this time became famous all over the world. The Mathura school of art, which contributed heavily in the creation of most refined Buddhist figures and later seductive feminine idols, also became established around this time. The cave temples with the unique styles created between the 2nd century BCE and the CE 2nd century became highlights of Buddhist Hindu architecture of this era. The Gupta era, 320 to 600, is considered the zenith of Indian culture. Many temples of Shiva, Vishnu, Krishna, the sun god, and Durga, with beautiful sculptured idols, evolved in this period. Starting from the 6th century, the southern Hindu architecture flourished under the patronage of Chalukyas, Pallavas, Gangas, Cholas, Hoysalas, Pandyas and the rulers of Vijayanagara Empire. Away from the repeated invasions of the Muslim rulers, the Hindu temples flourished unhindered in the south, due in part to the large patronage of the Hindu kings, who built new cities around the grand temples, which then became appropriately popular as the temple cities. In the 10th and 11th centuries, the Chandela rulers of the Madhya Pradesh in central India built the most notable temples of Khajuraho, which today attract tourists from all parts of the globe. These temples are decorated with elaborate sculptures. The passion for building temples has only intensified in the modern era. Not only in India, but also in almost all countries where a substantial number of Hindus live, some of the most beautiful worship centers have been built to serve their spiritual and cultural needs. Jain temple art is unrivaled. Jains built beautiful marble temples in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh. The major Sikh shrines or gurdwaras were built towards the end of 18th century when Sikh rulers came to the power. The conical dome called shikhara characterized the northern Indian temples, where the decorated gate tower, the gopuram, distinguishes the southern temples. Hindu temples are often built on hilltop to mark the place of God high up towards heaven. A devotee may reach the place after a long and steep walk, suggestive of the effort for the purpose. When the temples are built on the plains, the height of the shikhara or the gopuram compensates for the hilly situation. The dome or steeple inner chamber is where one or more images, murtis of the deities are installed. In Shiva temples, dome-shaped stone or marble Shiva Lingam is invariably erected at the entrance of the inner chamber, the Garbha Griha, where the deities are placed. In some of the Vishnu temples, a similar stone image, Shaligram, is installed. For Hindus, the temple is pivotal to all spiritual and religious activity. It is often constructed with great care and planned in accordance with the codes mentioned in the Shilpa Shastra, the ancient Hindu book of architecture. The Agamas contain several references for temple construction. Even the site of the temple is chosen carefully, which must be auspicious or Shuddha. The whole process is started with worship rituals in which the artisan or Shilpi offers prayers and undergoes a process of purification before embarking on this sacred task. Vedic rites are performed to install the idols, murtis in the temple. During these rites, the deities are given a ceremonial bath, Abhisheka. After the murtis are made, they are installed with a touching ceremony of Nyasa. Finally, by elaborate mantra recitations, the breath of life or prana is infused in the deity. Grand inaugural ceremony is often called Kumbha Abhisheka, when the water for bathing the murtis is collected in a special receptacle drawn from a holy river or other pious source. In many Hindu temples, the idol of the 9 planets, Navagraha, are also installed. Surya, Sun, Chandra, Moon, Sevai, Mars, Bhutan, Mercury, Vijayan, Jupiter, Shukra and Venus Sunny, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. There has been undue harsh criticism of idol worship in Hindu theology. Ancient Hindu sages propounded both the god without form, Nirguna, and the god with form, Saguna. The Saguna concept became more easily acceptable for the vast majority of people. Saguna became the tangible manifestation of the divine. For a Hindu, a temple is not just a worship place. It is a shrine infused with holy vibrations. Our devotee goes there in faith to meet the divine, and he prays for both material and spiritual benefits. The Hindu temple, or mandir as it is known in the vernacular, is a place where one realizes the inner dimension of one's mind. Man is equal to mind, under is equal to inner. For Hindus, visiting the places of pilgrimage is considered very auspicious. A Hindu never outgrows the temple service, whatever may be his spiritual advancement. As long as he lives, he must visit and pray in the temple. For Hindus, visit to the temples and holy places, Tirth Yatra, is one of the 5 essential spiritual practices, Pancha Yajna. Along with reading the holy scriptures, Swadhyaya, uttering God's name, Japa, worship, puja, and rituals, Karya, visit to the temples, Tirth Yatra, is considered as a necessary spiritual practice, sadhana.